So good evening and welcome to the Bluebell live on YouTube. Super League Raw in the house as always. Warrington Wolves against the Castleford Tigers this evening at the HJ Stadium. We've got quite a few Warrington fans in the pub. We've also got a Castleford Tigers fan. Let's go straight over to that one, shall we? Here we go. Let's just go to the back camera. Here we go. There's the lad. It's Simo in the house.
And my boy.
And the boy. There you go. Simo, you're tucking into what exactly?
Steak pie.
And out of 10, how are you going to rate it?
10.
10, there you go. Not only is it the place to be before Warrington Wolves games, but also the food here at the Bluebell is absolutely outstanding. And there for your viewing pleasure is Jono, another Super League Raw member. Good evening to Jono. Right, back to me and Reggie. Good evening to everybody who's joining us. Of course, Warrington played in 9, playing Castleford, who were in 10th. Who'd have thought that at the start of the season, Greg?
Exactly, yeah. It's been a strange old season, hasn't it? Warrington not quite firing all cylinders. Castleford, I think, round about where they thought they might be at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, strange old season so far. So you can't really find out. Be interesting what happens tonight. Where are we next week? Will they rest a few players? We're waiting for the teams to be announced.
We are waiting for the teams to be announced here, and as soon as we get the starting 17s, we will be going through. And of course, the round 13 started last night at the John Smith Stadium. A really good effort from the Huddersfield Giants. Very nearly came back and got their second one of the season.
Well, I think Leeds fans would have been nervous at the end. I think Leeds perhaps thought they got the game won with 10-15 to go. But fair play to Huddersfield. They never gave up. They came back. There was a few decisions that if they'd have gone the other way, that maybe Huddersfield could have quite snatched it at the end. What a brilliant start to the weekend. What a game. People thought that Leeds would perhaps, a lot of people thought Leeds would perhaps going to run away with that one. But, fair play to Huddersfield. They showed what they can do when they put it together.
Absolutely. And, I know a lot of Lee Lepis fans this year feel as if they've been on the wrong side of decisions. I had a little bit of sympathy last night for Luke Robinson, especially in the last 2 minutes. I counted 3 penalties that perhaps he could have got. He got none of them. And not saying that they'd have gone on to win the game, but you can understand why he was a bit filthy.
You can. The final one, the knock on and the offside, at least give one decision, a knock on or offside. Yeah, you can see why he was upset at that one. Obviously thought that he maybe had a chance to get a second of the season. Didn't feel they got the rub of the green. And I feel sorry for the guy, really, haven't he?
Yeah, you got to feel sorry for the Huddersfield Giants doing it tough in 2025. Any Warrington fan in the pub who fancies playing for a free pint, make yourselves known to us. We're going to be playing a pint of fresh air or a pint of lager. If you fancy a free pint, make way over. We'll see how you get on. Before we do that, let's talk about, of course, the other games tonight before we get to the Warrington one. Salford taking on a very, very strong-looking Wigan Warriors side. You'd expect Wigan to probably put a score on there, unfortunately.
I think so. I think Wigan, professional as ever, are not going to let what's in front of them dictate how they play. I think that's going to be minimum of 50 points to Wigan if Salford are lucky.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, Simo, get in the WhatsApp group, make sure the sound's good on the thing. Any feedback is good feedback, as they say. And then, of course, we've got the absolutes. I mean, look, people who are sitting at home watching us tonight, you're not watching the Warrington Castleford game, you're watching the old KR Saints game, and we don't blame you. Quite frankly, that is going to be an absolute barnstormer at Craven Park. What will Willie Peters do? He's already said that Aribi Doro, he's going to play tonight. So we already know that's the case. Jacob Rex is out, so that's understandable. But will he rest other players? Will Mikey Lewis, will he be resting for this one? Dean Hackler, big questions over his fitness. Will Dean be resting? What do you think Willie will do?
I think he might rest Dean Hadley because of disciplinary reasons. He's quite close to the point threshold. I'm not so sure about Mikey Lewis. They're still doing a chance of finishing top and getting to the grand final. Okay, and I think it cost Warrington last year when they rested against Wigan the week before the Challenge Cup final. They'd have put a stronger team out. They might have beat Wigan. They might have been in that second place and gone to the grand final. So I don't think Willie Peters can afford to rest too many players because they're still in the mix for that grand final place.
I mean, he doesn't want to look back on this particular game. Should St Helens win it and he was to rest players, and this ultimately led at the end of the season, they were to maybe lose the season on points for and against, all on points, and this was the game that did it. You've got to say, he'd probably regret it. So in that respect, he's got to play a strong side, hasn't he?
I think so. I think he will. I think there's any doubts, any injury doubts, he will rest those players. But as far as I'm concerned, that could be proven 100% wrong. I think he will go with a very, very strong team tonight.
Yeah, me too. As for St. Helens, in good form. They've settled the side down. A lot of people fancy Saints tonight, even regardless of what Willie Peters does. I mean, if Paul Wellens was to go to Craven Park tonight and get a win, what a statement of intent that would be for the top six.
Well, it would be because, Saints have struggled against the top teams this season. So I think, if they do go and it's not an easy ground to win. The atmosphere is second to none there. The crowd, the whole crowd is I think that's very off there. So I think to win there tonight, statement. I think he's got probably the strongest team, the strongest squad he's got so far this season. So yeah, I think Paul Wellens will be fancy his guys tonight.
Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. Right, let's start talking the Warrington Wolves against the Castleford Tigers. The game that everybody has come to see this evening at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. The Castleford Tigers team is in, and this is the team that the Wire will be facing this evening. At fullback is Texoy. On the wings is Josh Sim and Lewis Innes Senior. In the centre, Zach Sinney and also Lewis Senior. No Sam Wood, we knew that coming in. Lewis Senior, of course, scoring that beautiful try last week when Mella broke through. Lovely stuff that. Assey and Milnes are in the halves. On the front row is Dan Okoro. There you go. We'll get a look at Okoro tonight at the HJ. That's decent. And Chris Atkin is hooker. Brad Singleton in the front row. Then in the second row, we've got George Lawler and Alex Meller with Liam Hall at loose forward. That's interesting. On the bench is Griffin, Sam Hall, George Hill and Salabio. So a big bench. Liam Hall at loose forward.
Yeah, and no Limburg, which surprises me. Chris Atkin, very, very underrated player. I think that Castleford fans might disagree with me, but I think they are strong in the inclusion of Chris Atkin in that pack. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wow. I mean, Okoro, I know the Castleford fans have been pretty happy with Okoro this season. Simo, get yourself over here. Come on, as a Castleford fan. Simo, come on, son. Get over here.
Put that pie down.
Come here, Simo.
I bet it.
So we've got Simo, one of our members, Castleford Tigers fan. If you go that way, you can actually sit down.
No, I'm alright, stand down.
No, you go and sit down. We've set it up here. You bring a Castleford fan out of Pontefract and this is what happens, you know what I mean? He's getting vertigo, he's left Wakefield. I know you're in Wakefield, I'm only joking. Anyway, let's get Simo in and talk about his team. Here we go. So, Simo, you've seen your side. First of all, Okoro, you've been impressed with him, haven't you?
Yeah, he's took line forward well. I mean, he had a little bit of an off game against Leeds. I think Danny Maguire alluded to that in his press conference, so I think he's giving him a go. Surprised to see Orr not 13. I'm not majorly surprised to see Rimbo not playing. I think we'll go well. I think we're going to have to. We've got a bigger bench this week. Better to see Lawler in second row. I don't think Lawler's a prop. Yeah, with bench, George Griffin, not a fan. But yeah, I'm not upset with that team. Better 17 selection this week compared to last week.
So it looks pretty strong. It's going to be sending Simo. He's going to be our first contestant for fresh air or a pint. Marvellous you are. So here we go. So we can either win a pint or a glass of Coke for you, lad. Can't go wrong. So here we go. We've got Simo in the house. 3 questions. Pint of fresh air or a pint of lager. You win a glass, then you win half a pint, then you win a pint of lager. Right, okay, Simo, your first question. We'll get to that shortly. Marvellous. Thank you very much. We've now got the Warrington team. We'll come to that in a minute. But first of all, let's get some really good quizzing going in the Bluebell. Starting off with your first question to get you going. Who was the last Castleford Tigers player in 2020 to win the Super League the Steve Prescott Man's team?
Ranky Chase.
Rangy Chase. Are you sure?
No.
There's been 3.
Paul McShane. I got it wrong.
Where are you going?
It's Paul.
I'll answer.
Paul McShane.
For your glass, he has got a glass, ladies and gentlemen. That's got his glass to pour something in. It was Paul McShane. Right. Which Castleford Tiger? He's sweating. He's actually sweating. I don't know if that's because of his pie. I don't know if he's using his pie or he's actually genuinely sweating. The pressure's on because his little lad's here. Come here, Chief. Come round here. Come round here. No. This way. This way. This way. Get in there. Get in. Here you go. Put pressure on your dad. Come in. Get in there.
He's here.
Say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's going to win tonight?
Be honest. Good lad.
You'll do it for me. Good luck. Right, okay. So here we go. Question number 2 for you, Dad. Right. Who's got the most clean breaks for the Castleford Tigers in 2025? Is it Josh Sitton or is it Innes Senior? You are proper sweaty.
Innes Senior.
How many's he got?
14.
10. Well, you're right, it is Innes Senior. He has now won half a glass of lager, maybe half a glass of coke, depending on if he gives it to his lad or not. Right, for the full glass, your final question. The last time that, and if you were paying attention when you did the captain's run with us on Thursday, you'd know the answer to this. But the last time the Castleford Tigers won at the Halliwell Jones Stadium was in round 25 of 2022. So that bodes well for the Wire. What was the final score? Was it 14-22 to the Tigers or 18-19 to the Tigers?
14-22.
He's got half a glass. He's not got the full. He absolutely went. I think wiping the sweat off his brow as well.
Could be pressure here.
Doing a lot of pressure. So there you go. Simo wins half a glass of coke for his boy, or a pint of half a glass of lager. Go to Carl at the bar. He'll sort it out. Well done, Simo. Good man. Right. We've now got the Warrington Wolves team. So the Warrington Wolves fans in the house. Here we go. And he plays at fullback. We expected him not to tonight, has to be said. But Matt Dufty starts at fullback. On the wings is the Pulis boys, both Jake and Josh start on the wings. In centre, Roderick Ty and Alan Lindop. In the halves, Stephen Ratchford makes his 350th appearance tonight for the Warrington Wolves. Alongside him will be Mark Sneed. In the front row is Luke Yates and the returning Paul Vaughan. Paul Vaughan returns tonight for the Wire, as too does Sam Powell. Some of these boys, of course, I think, I'll ask Greg in a minute, actually. I won't think, I'll ask Greg in a minute. Second row, Lachlan Fitzgibbon and Adam Holborn, and Ben Curry at loose forward. On the bench again, a big bench. It's James Harrison, Max Wood, Joe Fielding, and Ben Hartel, who we saw last week. I thought Benny did really well. Right, Greg, I'm going to ask you the question. Sam Burgess last year at the Challenge Cup final put Lachlan Fitzgibbon in as a gamble, and it backfired. He didn't come out in the second half, and the first try from Zach Eckersley was on Lachlan Fitzgibbon's wing. And Sam said he will not make the same errors in 2025 as he made in 2024. So is that the reason why tonight we're seeing the likes of Sam Powell, Paul Vaughan, and Lachlan Fitzgibbon? Have these three players got to prove their fitness to Sam Burgess ahead of the final next week?
I think absolutely 100%, Dave. He did. I could see he has learned lessons from last year. As I said earlier, it could well have cost us that second place that game. Certainly, going into that Wembley game, Fitzgibbon clearly wasn't fit. So I think, I 100% agree with you. Just has learned his lesson from last year, definitely.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, look, the only player that really is outside that 21-man squad that I think could maybe get into the 21-man squad for next week is George Williams. So the 21-man squad that he picked for the Castleford Tigers tonight is pretty much the team he's got for Wembley, isn't it? So he's got to suss out who is in tip-top shape, what his formation's going to be. We expect Williams back, don't we?
100% Williams will play at Wembley next week, unless something happens in training this week. Unless he breaks down in training this week, I think 100% George Williams will be brought again to Wembley next week, alongside Mark Sneed, which is unfortunate for Steph. 350 appearances for the Wire. He's got a fair few cup finals to do as well. But I think there's a 90% chance that George Williams is fit to play. Will definitely play next week.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think George Williams is likely to play at Wembley. Any doubts, though, surely he's got to be left out of the squad. Castleford Tigers, 10th in Super League, picked up a couple of scalps along the way. Good time to play the Wire, would you say?
No better time to play Warrington. They've not beaten us for 3 years. And that was also 1918. No better time than to play the Wire tonight. I think players it's a strange one. You don't want to get injured. You want to play yourself into that squad for Wembley next week. It's a real strange one for the players. This one for Warrington especially.
Absolutely, and of course last year Joe Philby missed the final for injury. He was absolutely outstanding last week in defeat. Ran the ball really hard. He will want to put a marker down for Wembley tonight, won't he?
Of course, yeah. Philby and Ben Curry, I thought, especially Ben Curry last week. Yeah, Joe Philby, star of the show against Saints in 2019, scored the opening try at Wembley that year. I think Joe Philby will be absolutely desperate to play this week at Wembley.
Yeah, so do I. I have to agree. Right, we are now going to bring a Warrington fan forward for a pint of fresh air, a pint of lager. And of course, we've got the Wilcos in front of us, so it'd be rude not to. John, who's playing on behalf of the Wilco family? Come on, Sweet Pete. Over you go. Here we go. So here we go. We've got one of the hey, big round of applause from Simo, good lad. Sit yourself down, Sweet. So both Helen and John O, big Super League Raw members here, and introduce yourself to the view. Caitlin, don't go like that, Caitlin. Go like that. You're next factor here. Right, so Caitlin is playing for a pint of fresh air or a pint of lager. Okay? How well do you know Warrington Wolves, Caitlin?
We'll see.
We will see. We will see. Right. Okay. So if you've been listening, you'll get your glass, no problem. Who makes his 350th appearance for the Warrington Wolves tonight? Steph Ratchford, well done. Caitlin's got herself half a pint. No, you've only got a glass. Right, okay. This is a good question. Who did the Warrington Wolves beat 40 points to 44 in their first game of the Challenge Cup this season?
Yeah.
Do you want an either or? Was it Workington Town or was it Whitehaven? It was Whitehaven for half a pint. She's got that right. I'm not giving you any clues for the next one. Right, I want you to name the player. Name the player who, for the Warrington Wolves this season, has scored 4 tries, made 5 assists, made 50 tackle busts, made 8 clean breaks, has ran 219 times and made 1,847 metres. Who do you think that player is? Who has done all that good work? There you go. No, it's not God. He's laughing at you at the moment. Go on. No, I couldn't. I'll tell you now, it's not Paul Vaughan. And it ain't Jimmy Harrison. It ain't Joe Philby. It is Matt Duffy. Well, there you go. Big round of applause for Caitlin. Well done. You go to Carl. Carl will get you a pint or whatever you want, as long as it's not gin. Outstanding stuff. Well done. There you go. Fantastic. So, for those people who have just entered or come late, we've got 4 tickets that we can give to you for tonight's game if you haven't got a ticket. So, if you fancy watching a game of rugby league live at Halliwell Jones Stadium tonight, come and make yourselves known. We will be delighted to give you a free ticket to tonight's game. Greg, by the end of this weekend, Warrington, I'm trying to think here off the top of my head, they could certainly overtake Catalan Dragons if the Dragons fall to FC. I don't really think Burgess is too concerned about Super League at the moment. I think Burgess is more concerned about Wembley, but they need to get some sort of momentum and confidence going into Wembley next week. And for that reason, tonight is very important.
Tonight is vital, yeah. And I don't think Sam Burgess is as much concerned about the win as the fact that he's not so much concerned about the win.
It's only been doing it 2 weeks. Go on, carry on.
He's not so much concerned about the win, but I think it's the performance that is 100% his focus tonight. He wants that. He wants the performance. He wants things to gel. He wants to have a look at his players. Win or lose, that's the most important thing for Sam Burgess.
Simo is in the corner, shaking his head in disgust. That's what he's doing. He's putting major pressure on the Nixon here at the Bluebell. Right, for those people in the Bluebell and for those people watching on YouTube tonight who don't even know who Super League Raw is, Super League Raw is a magazine show. It's a community of people who love the game of rugby league, and we call it straight. It's a passionate community who love our great game. This is what you've got to look forward to. If you go onto YouTube, if you go onto Facebook, if you go onto TikTok, if you go onto Twitter, if you put in Super League Raw, you'll get to know us very, very well. This is what you've got to look forward to this week. Okay, tomorrow we've got a watch along live. 2 members, Simo's one of them. He's going to be watching along the Leeds Rhinos and the Wakefield Trinity game. The best game, I think, this week. I think it's going to be a really close game. They will be doing a watch along live. So if you hate the commentary team on the telly, you can turn that down and listen to our members get passionate about the game of rugby league. On Sunday, you've got In the Sheds. The all new In the Sheds starts on Sunday, a roundup for non-members. And then we also record a podcast called The Final Whistle. And if you go onto Spotify, if you go onto iTunes, if you go onto Google, Amazon, all of those things, put in Super League Raw on your way to work on a Monday morning, you can listen to The Final Whistle where fans from around the game talk about the round that has just gone. For members on a Monday, they get to see Round Unpacked. On a Tuesday, we are live, free of charge, 8 p.m. on YouTube, the #1 magazine show in rugby league, free of charge. Come and watch Super League Raw live on YouTube, 8 p.m. every Tuesday. Wednesdays, our members do the social club, an online social club where they get together and talk rugby league. On Thursday, you get the Captain's Run. That is a preview of the round that is coming up. That's free of charge, 6 p.m. on a Thursday on YouTube. And a very special Final Whistle podcast will be recorded this Thursday for Friday morning. Warrington Wolves and Hull KR fans will be getting together to discuss the Challenge Cup final, the teams, the 21-man squads, the way we think it may go, and you will be able to listen to that on your way to Wembley. The Final Whistle Challenge Cup final special, Beck. That should be a good one on Thursday.
Should be a really, really special night for everybody concerned. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's brilliant to get the viewpoints of the different fans. Brilliant to get our viewpoint, brilliant to get Warrington's viewpoint. And we discussed it as fans, not as rivals. It's fantastic.
It most certainly is. So we're not a million miles away now from kick-off down at Halliwell Jones Stadium. Those people at the pub who want a ticket, come and see us. Like I say, they are going to be free of charge. And for the Bluebell patrons that are here tonight, the only rugby league quiz in the Northwest returns to the Bluebell on the 25th of June. That's right, 7 o'clock. The only rugby league quiz night is right here at the Bluebell, 7 p.m. on the 25th of June. It's a Wednesday night. Come down. It's free to play. You play on your smartphone. It's multiple choice. And you could win not only tickets for the Warrington Wolves, but you could also win meal vouchers here at the Bluebell. Here at the Bluebell. Thanks for that, Laura. I'll tell you, you can take a girl out of Orford and all the rest of it. But anyway, no, it's all right. Don't you worry about it. But yes, the Super League Raw Quiz Night, 25th of June. There are tickets, there are meal vouchers for the Bluebell for you to win. Get yourself down to the Bluebell that Wednesday night. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Hull FC fans, you are next at the Halliwell Jones. That means that you could be sat here with us, Super League Raw, in the best pub in Warrington, the best food in Warrington, the nicest bar staff in Warrington, the greatest beer in Warrington. There's no reason why you shouldn't come. It's as simple as that. Hull FC fans, make sure that you come to the Bluebell for all of the things that you need to know, the free parking in the Golden Square, all that great stuff. We'll make sure that that is given to you in good time. If you'd love to see a load of black and white supporters here in the Bluebell, Greg, when they come to town in a few weeks.
I'll certainly enjoy it. Come on, the Robins. Don't let the Robins get the better of you guys. They filled this place last week. Let's get the black and whites, the early birds down here, and let's fill the place. Let's get it rocking.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, come on, black and whites. The Robins are beating you to everything at the minute. This is something you can actually win. Get into the Bluebell and make sure. Oh, I'm not coming that week now. But anyway, I will be here this week. We'll be getting a very special guest presenter because I'll be run out of town. But no, please, Hull FC fans, come down to the Bluebell. You'll absolutely love it. On behalf of Greg, on behalf of me, on behalf of these wonderful people in the Bluebell, everybody who's watched us tonight on YouTube, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We'll be back for that Hull FC game. Make sure you enjoy your rugby league this evening. And all that's left to say is let rugby league be the winner this Friday night. We will see you tomorrow for Watch On Live. Everybody, bye for now. All the best.